As we've just heard, success doesn't just happen. We all know it's a long journey. And it usually starts with a vision and a product that meets a genuine need. But the journey only continues when there is dedication to quality and improvement. And real success is only achieved after much hard work and planning over time. Jurlique was founded in 1985, same time as and polio started actually, by immigrants to South Australia, and is a fine example of one such success journey. Today though, 40 years later, Jurlique is owned by Japanese investors who are continuing this success journey. And today we're very lucky to have Jurlique CEO Loïc Réthoré speak to us on the progress of the company. Loic is a Frenchman who lives in Tokyo with his Japanese wife, Masako, his 18-year-old daughter, Maya, and 15-year-old son, Hugo. He is fluent in English, French and Japanese, and was fluent in German, but he's lost that lately. He's been a member of the Rotary Club of Tokyo since 2009, and it was only last December that I first met him along with Chris following our trip to Japan in last November. So as you would have read in the bulletin, Loic has worked for several well-known international brands, and he specialises in omnichannel marketing, which Google tells me is a seamless shopping experience across all channels, store, mobile and online. Please welcome Loic to the microphone.
Thank you, David, for the introduction. Everyone, fellow Rotarians, good afternoon. It's a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you for your warm welcome. There are two reasons why I'm very happy. First, I'm a Rotarian, and I really enjoy meeting Rotarians across the world when I can. And you know, this club was on my list. We met David, Chris, Cam, and his lovely wife in December, and you know, I really enjoyed the warmth, and I was really interested to see, you know, how your meeting go and who you are. And the second reason is that I've been working for Jurlique since last year in July. So I relocated from Tokyo to Australia, and I'm based between Sydney and Adelaide, mostly in the plane. And Jurlique is an amazing brand for me because it has many stories, but these stories have not really been told. And I'm very happy to be here because I want to tell the story to, of course, you from South Australia, but of course beyond. So it's a bit my job. So very happy to be here. So yes, okay, you can see. So I will first start with the you know, what we are doing in Jurlique. Why are we doing this, right? We really believe in a few things. The life force of nature. So we believe that nature has a strength and has attributes that make sense to cultivate and also enhance by making natural products. So that's the first thing. We also work in harmony with nature. So I will talk about this a bit later, of course, but none of our products are grown in a chemical way. So that's very clear in our DNA, and that's very clear for any of the Jurlique employees who are very proud of this. And we also strive to inspire people to well-being. So we, of course, produce skincare, body care, different products, but also we really want to foster a good well-being lifestyle for our customers. So basically, this is very exciting. Jurlique has been doing this for 40 years, natural cosmetics, natural and organic cosmetics, but it's also in line with the beauty trends across the world. In all the markets, whether it's Australia, Europe, US, China, now more and more consumers are after organic and natural products. So, you know, we have not changed anything in what we do, but now the market and the consumers have actually joined us in this journey, which is exciting. So we have been pioneers of the conscious and holistic beauty. We also work with the communities around our farm, around our different teams, and this is important to us. So what does it mean? So we have a few unique points that we really want to dial up. The first one is that we are biodynamically produced in South Australia. So it's our farm is a biodynamic farm located in the Adelaide Hills near Mount Barker, and we are very proud of it. I will detail a bit more about the farm. Then we also are naturally effective skincare. So often there is a perception that organic or natural products don't really work. Actually, they do. We have not compromised between naturality and efficacy. We are doing both. And this is also very important. I can tell you, if you come to our farm or offices, people talk about this. They are really passionate. And myself, of course, it's my pitch, but since I've been here, people often ask me, what do you like? What is it? In Jurlique, what is the best? And I said, the products are amazing. I'm using some of them. They will work. It's just started, so. But they really work, actually, and it's very impressive. So that is very true. And most of our product, all our products are at least 98% natural. So we go even higher in the naturality. So it's very, very, very strong. Consciously crafted is really about producing products that are sustainable and manufactured and grown in a sustainable way. And also, I give you some updates afterwards on this. It's close to our hearts from the beginning and continues to be at the center of what we do. And we also develop rituals to inspire well-being, because beauty and wellness are intertwined. It's not only putting things on your face; it's also the way you do it, the massage you do it, the way a smell and a fragrance makes you feel. It's all that perception and approach that we are looking for. So pioneers. David mentioned that actually immigrants founded the company. So Jurlique is actually not a French name. I thought it was French name, but it's not. It's actually the additions of a few letters from the names of our founders, Jürgen and Ulrike Klein. Jürgen Jur, Ulrike Lick, so Jurlique. That's how they made the name. So they actually were on a journey to look for a very clean place to do what we are doing now, to grow botanicals in an organic and biodynamic way, and to create natural cosmetics. So you can see Ulrike on the picture. She sold the company to Paula, which is a Japanese cosmetics company. The brand is not present in Australia, but they are present in obviously Japan and also Asia. Very different but very strong brand. And Paula, I know the chairman very well, and he's the one who purchased Jurlique, and he did it because he realized the soul of the company and the story and how much inspiration he could get from the brand. And that's why he bought it, actually. And he continues. So it's not just an investment for them. They actually are looking at it in the long run, and they really want to expand the business by continuing what we are doing. So that's Ulrike. She's still living in the hills. We meet regularly. She's now doing Eucaria, the foundation. She's got a foundation, and she says that Jurlique is her third child. And I think it really feels like it when she talks about it. So that's great. So we do biodynamic farming. So I'm not sure how much you know about biodynamic. Obviously, wine. You're in a wine country, so I'm sure that it also resonates with some of us, for some of you. So biodynamic is really about growing botanicals and vegetables, for example, in a very natural way. So we don't use any pesticides at all. Everything that we put in the ground is actually from natural background. That's why it's also regenerative agriculture. So that's very strong. It's also based on the natural cycles of nature. So, for example, the moon cycle is very important, because when the moon is full, the water is high in the grounds. When it's not full, then it's low. So we know when to plant what botanicals. When the full moon is on, then we know that we need to plant the botanicals that require a lot of water. So it's little details. Most of it I don't know. I've got a great team who knows a lot about this. But that's one of the examples that we can mention about biodynamic farming. And why is it important? It's because It's purely natural, and it's also very unique to Jurlique. They are not, I don't think there is any other brand, or maybe there is, but I don't know, that is biodynamic. You have organic brands, natural brands, but to the level of details, I only know Jurlique. And it's very important. And you saw in the video, we say from seed to skin, and it's very important as well. So we control the product from when we plant the botanicals up to when we sell it to the consumer in our stores. So that's also very important because we know what's in there, we know that is the right thing, we know the consumers, and we know, that our beauty advisors in the stores, like in Adelaide, we have Marion, Chermside, a few of them. They know that they can recommend our products in full confidence to their consumers because they know they've been to the farm and they know how we make them. That's important. Then we also have a very unique method that is called biointrinsic method, and that's how we extract the different ingredients from the botanicals. So, well, I will spare you the details because it's a bit technical, and it's just before coffee, so I don't want to lose half of the audience. But so it's actually a process that has been inspired by the Middle Age alchemists. So it has been taken from old books, obviously, and rethought and repackaged to actually be applied to plants. So that's what we are using as well, even now, from the start and even now. It's very time-consuming and resource-consuming process. But again, if you want to do a good product, then it has to be hard. It can be, we cannot cut corners, we are not. So that's one of the examples that I bring this. It's hard, but people believe in it, and that's why we are making good products. We are, of course, committed to sustainability. Our factory, so we have a factory in Mount Barker that has been also built with recycled materials and with the mindset of really reducing our impact on the environment. We were just awarded the B Corp certification a few months ago, and I think it's a very good achievement as well from the team. I don't have any credit. I joined after they did it. But it was very important because B Corp is a recognition that people understand, and it rewards all the efforts that have been done by our team since 40 years, just 40 years. So that was also very important. And cultivating mindful rituals is really about going beyond the products and going on in terms of experience, messages, relaxing. And we also have these experiences in our treatment rooms. So in any of our stores, we have also treatment rooms that people can book for facials and massages as well. So that's also part of the core of the brand. Now, when we talk about products, don't read all of that. There's a lot of details, so or if you want, you can. But so this is the formulation charter, which is the philosophy of how we make products. And there are a lot of principles that we really abide by that actually make our story true and our products in line with our story. So first, it's highly natural. So any of our products have at least 98% percentage of natural ingredients. And that's very important. Again, that's very rare in the cosmetics industry, but it's not easy. But it's really, if you know the efforts our team needs to do to achieve that. I mean, it's a very easy word for me to say during lunch. But for them, they again cutting corners will be so easy, so easier to do, and so much cheaper as well. But we don't. So it's really where the teams are driving this, and I'm very proud of them for doing that. Efficacious and minimal, so we don't compromise on efficacy. We want products that work, and we only use the minimum ingredients that we need to achieve an impact. So again, that's also about not using too much material and making sure that we are minimal in our thinking. Then we are clean, conscious, and ethical. So we do not use any nasties, as we say in the industry. They are blacklisted ingredients like paraben, like a few of them. So we don't use them again. So we replace them with natural ingredients. And sensorial well-being, we always think about textures, because skincare is important. You put this on your skin, so skincare textures, it has to feel good, to smell good, because it has an impact on your mental health and your relaxation as well. Very quick mapping of our products. They are not all of them. So on the left-hand side, you can see we have cleansers, active water essence, the one in gray, which is an amazing product I use every day, and I really recommend to anybody. Mists, and then we have different lines. The Rare Rose provides glow and hydration. The Herbal Recovery in green was just released last month. It's about combating the early signs of aging, so amazing fragrances and textures. Nutri-Define is a bit more on the higher end of the spectrum. We also have a Calendula range. Calendula is very famous for soothing and very famous for sensitive skin. And I'm happy to report that Jurlique is the largest Calendula producer in Australia. We don't talk about this again, and I realized that after I joined. Interesting, and it's true. By the way, everything is true. So you can record me, and I'm okay. Then we have mask exfoliant and oil. So we have a very big expertise in face oil, which is the natural skincare per definition, and it's actually very strong. We have a lot of new customers, millennials, in many countries, Australia, but also China, who do not go to cream, but actually use face oil, because they think it's lighter and it's also very natural. It's a big trend. So the face oil segment in China doubled over the last 2 years, and it continues to grow. So that's interesting, and that's good for us, because this is where we have a strong expertise. And we also have a UV defense that I actually recommend to everyone, which is great. Our most loved products, so here they are. So some of you, I was very happy to hear today that are using some of our products. Thank you very much. We are very happy to have loyal customers, and especially in South Australia, because obviously it's where we belong and where we have been created. So we have a very strong local loyal base, and we are very happy about it. These are a few, pictures of media events we do. How do we promote our products? We also are recognized for the quality of our products. So we have won some prizes from the industry. Again, we don't talk about this very often, but that's also good to know that people recognize us. And we have loved by our clients. So thank you very much for the loyalty of some of you. This is my last slide. I wanted to also mention that, so since we have a farm, which is located 45 minutes drive from here, I wanted to extend a complimentary invitation to the club members for a farm tour. So we do farm tours. So we will organize this with the leadership of the club to see what kind of shape and form it could take. But really, you are welcome to come to the farm. We have a farm manager, Sherry, who loves talking about what she does, and you'll see when you go there that there are so many stories. You could stay 5 days and not know everything, but don't stay 5 days. Very looking forward to seeing you on the farm and in our hills, your hills as well. And yes, and that's all, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We have time for some questions. Thank you very much, Loic, for that very natural presentation. And yes, we do have questions. Yeah, Jeff.
Thank you for most interesting, and I do know your product, and it is an extremely good product. I've known it for many years. I did actually have to sell in the organisations I ran competitive products to yours.
Okay.
But I guess the thing is, in today's world, we have the younger generation coming through.
Yes.
And one of the things about Jurlique is it is actually unique and is actually an excellent product. There's no doubt about that. It hasn't got it's never marketed really to the bigger organisations which sell cosmetic stuff, product. But how do you actually, do you have in your marketing future the opportunity to really strategize to go for the younger generation who really are I've yet to know how to market to them, but I think it is such a big market, and your product is ultimately very much what the younger market would actually latch onto and follow up.
Thank you for the question. So the answer is yes. We really want to continue our journey by recruiting new customers and, of course, the younger generation. So that's why we have launched that line, which is called Herbal Recovery, that actually tackles what we call the early signs of aging. So it targets the millennials. And yes, the way we market it, and we want to market, is actually go out there, because we have current channels. We have our stores. We have our, we also sell in David Jones, Myers, online. So it's really about which channel are we going to dial up to target the new generation. And we're already doing more and more marketing activities online, social media, with our also direct channels called jurlique.com. We, in terms of whether we would tie up with bigger organization distributing cosmetics, maybe not yet. I think what is important when we grow is that we grow the right way by telling stories and providing experience. So Jurlique, with the products we have, we really want to invite people to have an experience. So it's whether it's in our stores, but also in some spas. We have, if you go to, for example, Mount Lofty, very near here, the spa is Jurlique. Well, the products they use is Jurlique. So there is also a lot of partnership we are having to actually target different segments, and we are going to do the same as well for younger generations. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you.
With the change of ownership, is there plans to expand the production out of South Australia or in other countries?
No. So for sure, that's a clear no. And the owner would not allow it, because they really believe in the story. They believe that it makes sense to have the farm here, and they've been here often. I think if anything happens, once we grow, we may have to scale up the farm we have. It's not required now, but no. On the other hand, we want to continue expanding overseas. So we are distributed in many markets as a commercial operations. China, obviously, Hong Kong, Japan, Europe. But there are countries like India, for example, that we are very looking at it, because we feel that there is a good match between the Indian approach of beauty, which is natural, and our brand.
So Florian from Germany.
Florian.
Yes. Hello. So looking at the little media activities you had on there, and the general guess about cosmetics is the presumption is that your audience is predominantly female in there. So in the sense, like your approach to, just say men,
yes.
Is this like something that you think is like, this is like, okay, fine, we need to target him differently, we need to have a different message,
yeah.
Or is it more like, no, we're just sending the same message and we're just trying to basically make it broad as possible?
Yeah.
Like, how do you approach
Yeah.
the kind of like that imbalance in the kind of like customer base that you have?
So far, we've always really targeted women, and I think for the next few years we will continue to do so, because we are in the process of expanding and strengthening, and so I don't want to go too wide and dilute the efforts we're doing. So it's really about focus. So I'm trying to have the organization focusing. So in the next, let's say, 5 years, it will be more women. Having said that, a lot of our products already could be used by men and are used by some men. I mentioned activating water essence. It's an essence, like a lotion. I use it for aftershave, for example. Our new Herbal Recovery range has actually gender neutral fragrances. So I think it doesn't allow us to focus on men when they are in the store. But in terms of overarching strategy, we are still focusing on our prime target, who are women.
Danny. Danny.
Florian, you got there before me, but about men. But I'd just like to make the comment that it's very unique that we have in Adelaide or South Australia a company with such high profile. And just adding to that, younger generation, or particularly the males, are becoming more aware of their skin. Mm-hmm. I'm 3/4 Irish, and you can thank them for their potatoes, their whiskey and their sense of humour, but not their skin.
Yeah.
And in my generation, we went out in the sun, and we're far more aware, and the young people are far more aware of the importance, particularly in our climate. But my wife has been a follower of Elizabeth for, I think you said 40 years. I didn't know you were that old, actually. 30 years.
Thank you.
I'll hand the microphone over.
Oh, well, I can personally endorse Jurlique, and I'm really looking forward to going up to Mount Barker to see the factory. I haven't been there yet. But I think also it's also up to the people that are using the product to, one, endorse, but also refer. We've got we both have a 30-year-old daughter, and she's been using Jurlique because of my experience. Yep. And so I think that might contribute to a younger demographic.
I think it does, yes. Thank you.
We have time for one more question. Anybody would like to? Mark. Yeah, Mark over here. Yeah, stand up.
Maybe after we can...
Big voice.
Thank you. Poor presentation. The sensorial experience, my colleague here just opened her hand cream and it literally took me quite away. But my question really is about the market that you're dealing with within Asia and also India, which is saturated with a gazillion natural beauty products, all having their own unique experience.
Yep.
What do you see as your unique selling proposition, and where do you differentiate yourself between everything else that you're having to deal with in the market?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the first point of differentiation is that it's our seed to skin mentality. So we do everything ourselves. So we don't go to suppliers we don't know. We actually growing our botanicals, and I think it's quite unique. And these stories resonate really with our consumers because now, as you mentioned, all these natural products are here, but consumers are very savvy. So they go to this natural product space, but then they ask questions and they go for a reason because they want quality, they want safety, they want naturality, and they go deep. Normally the customers we are dealing with actually are very savvy and we know that this difference resonates with them. And it's also our direct-to-consumer model. I mean, other brands have it, but Jurlique is actually quite a pioneer that. So we have our own stores, our own online store as well, which is quite important. So that way we have a one-on-one relationship with our consumers. So we know if they are new customers, if they are, how many transactions they have, what kind of problems they have. So we can relate quite closely to them. And many more, but also I cannot tell you.
Rotarians and guests, today we've heard a very good. Sorry, Steve, we haven't got time for another question. We'll, afterwards, all statements.
Jurlique was a client of mine, a client of our firms 25 years ago, and so I had a great regard for Jürgen and Ulrich. More recently, and I just want to share this with all the Rotarians. So if you're going to go up and have a look at the Jurlique farm, it's worth going and having a look at Eucharai, which is, Ulrich has contributed to the community, this beautiful centre near Mount Barker, near the foot of Mount Barker, and she's also made a huge personal contribution, particularly the performing arts. She loves music, so she has actually personally contributed a lot of money to make sure that the people who play violins, cellos, etc., have instruments of absolute world top standing. So I just share that with you. If you're not aware of it, it's well worth seeing. It's an asset, a treasure for this state, and I thank Ulrich very much.
Thank you, Stephen. And there's no doubt about that. It's the legacy that's left by the founders, and it's wonderful to see the commitment by Loic and his company to continuing the essence of what it's all about. So thank you very much on behalf of everybody today. Please thank Loic in the usual way.